Also in Canvas, you'll find a PDF of this, but I kind of wanted to show it to you in a picture so that you can so I can talk about a few things. In this class, we have a few holidays. No holidays on Tuesdays for this class, but we do have 2 on Thursday. Well, this isn't a holiday. I'm actually out of town on the 10th, September 10th, so mark that on your calendar if you use one. I'm telling you right now, we will not have class on that day. And then this, of course, is Thanksgiving, November 26th. We will not have class on Thanksgiving Day. Other than that, all of the holidays fall on Monday and Wednesday. If you're thinking about dropping into the Panorama class, pay attention to those as well. Those are just the announced days that I know of. And again, that PDF is in Canvas. But the other thing that this PDF contains is all of my lectures. So you can look on any Tuesday or any Thursday and find out what it is I'm going to be talking about on that day. The reason I put it out there is because I want you to be able to prepare for the lecture. How can you prepare for a lecture? The best way you can prepare is by doing the reading for that module before I start talking about that module. The reading for this class is not super long. It's a book that I wrote myself for this class. So it tells you exactly what you need to know and nothing extra. It's pretty short. The reading itself may be 20 minutes long for each module, but it focuses exactly on what you'll need to know. And the benefit of doing the reading before I start talking about it is that when I start talking about a concept, you'll actually know what I'm talking about. You'll remember it better and you'll be more ready to do the coding. So that's useful. But you can see kind of when each assignment is going to be introduced, when each lecture topic is going to be, and you can see maybe even more importantly, what days we're covering an entire module in a single day, because there are a few of those throughout the class, and those weeks where we might cover 2 modules during a week are a little bit more intense in terms of content. So you can kind of see what's going on there. So if you want to get an A in this class, and again, I think grades are stupid, I will say it again, I would recommend writing as much code as possible. Practice, play around with your code. I would recommend coming to class and staying for the work time. Okay, so what you'll find is that a typical class is not going to be me talking the whole time. It's going to be a little bit of talking and a little bit of work time, about half and half, typically. So a lot of people come to class, listen to me lecture, and then they say, well, I'm not going to use this coding time. I'm just going to go hang out somewhere, or I'm going to go home and sleep some more, and I'll do the coding later. Guess which students outperform those students? Pretty much everybody who stays for the work time. I give you work time in this class because it's a real advantage. This is the big advantage to taking a class face-to-face, is that you can sit here and write code. And when you get stuck, unlike the online student who has to email me and ask a question, wait for me to respond, you can raise your hand right here and I can come and sit next to you and help you work through that stuff in real time. People often use this work time in class to accomplish all of the assignments. It is possible, with the exception of some of the later assignments that are bigger projects. Those are not probably doable in class, but especially the early parts of the class, you can literally sit here in class, finish the work, and move on with your life. So highly recommend come to class every time, stay for the work time. Don't cheat yourself by running to the center of the labyrinth. Keep up with the class. Don't get behind. Once again, communicate with me in case that message wasn't clear enough at first. And the one thing I do ask is that if you're thinking of dropping the class, I'd hate for you to just disappear. It would be really great if I know what's going on, like why you're dropping the class. I mean, if Python programming is just not for you and you want to drop the class, no hard feelings. I won't hate. But if you're feeling overwhelmed or behind or like you can't pass the class, I'd hope you come talk to me first, because I can definitely help you with that. I've had multiple students come to me a few weeks into the class and say, look, I just don't think I can handle this. And if I can talk them into staying, 99% of the time they get an A in the class because I can help with that. Remember, I've been doing this for almost 30 years now. I absolutely know how to teach people how to code. Even people who are not good at math or good at figuring things out or good at computers, doesn't matter. Coding is about thinking. And honestly, coding is as creative as any art that you'll ever see if you get to that point. So the tools for this class, we'll be using Python Sandbox, which is an online Python website. We'll also be using PyCharm. PyCharm is on the school computers, but you, as a student in this class, have access to a free 1-year license of PyCharm, which is pretty valuable. I think it's a couple $100 to pay for a license. This is what professionals use. It's what I use if somebody hires me to do Python programming for them as a side project, I'm going to use PyCharm. So this is a real professional tool that you can use, and you get a 1-year license because you're a student. You can get a free license. The instructions for downloading it and getting that license are on the Canvas page. Okay, so you can download it, you can install it, and you can get that. Essentially, the steps are: you start out by going to jetbrains.com. There's a link in Canvas. You create a student account there. This is how you get the free license. You go to python.org. You have to download the newest version of Python, especially if you're on a Mac. You want to update your Python. Windows is generally has either no Python or a newer version of Python, but Macs have an old version of Python, and that's the worst case scenario. So you want to download and install Python, then you download and install PyCharm from jetbrains.com. You install it, and then the last step is activating PyCharm using your JetBrains account that you created in step 1. Those steps are in Canvas, so I won't go into more detail on that.